What a morning. What a morning. The club right now is in absolute shambles. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So, as a Liverpool fan, as you know, we just received the news earlier today that Salah will be dropped against Inter Milan tomorrow in the Champions League. And I don't even know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. Like, the most instrumental player in our club in the last 10 years, the most influential player, the most respected player. He was one of the main reasons why we won that league last year. Literally, when he signed the contract, he sat on the throne in the center of Anfield, and we called him our king. Because everything he'd done to us, he'd done for us, this is how we repay him. Mohamed Salah. The board, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, and Slot, you all should be disappointed in yourself. Because is this how you guys want to run a football club? And you know what it is? I knew something was suspicious from the moment they appointed Slot as head coach. Not manager, head coach. Because now Slot doesn't have much of a say in a lot of things. It's all down to those two, Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes. I can't believe it. Like, obviously today we found out that Salah won't be participating in the game tomorrow, but there could be a good chance if there's any more problems that is being caused, he could participate in the game against Brighton on Saturday, which is very interesting because Salah also came out saying in an interview that he could possibly be his last game. He told his mum and dad, regardless of if he's not playing or not, come to the game. I don't know what that means, but what I feel like that means is saying this could be my last game here at Anfield. I'm going to go to the AFCON, and after that I'm going to look for options elsewhere because I can't do it here. I don't blame him. Also, to add on to that news, he's also mentioned as well that if Slot continues to be manager, Salah won't be here anymore. He can't do it. And it's actually crazy. I get the narrative, I get the opinions around the world when people say what Salah doing right now is egocentric, or ego. It's just very selfish. I get it. I get both sides. But if you're a Liverpool fan, at the same time, disrespecting Salah like this, when other players, like I mentioned before in my other videos, other players had performed probably a lot worse than he had. And, you know, obviously the stuff he said in his comment didn't really help out. He said stuff like, oh, I don't have to go out there and fight for my position. I proved it. Yes, I can see that's a bit selfish. That's a bit too much of an ego. But he's kind of right to an extent. But the other extent is that there's going to be a time where your legs are going to go. You're not going to perform to the same level. We got to start looking at other options. That's one side. But at the same side, we can't forget about what he's done for over the last couple of years. There's other players performing just as bad, probably worse than him, but yet they're still in the starting lineup every single game. It's crazy. The board, the news also came out saying that the board will continue to back Slot and they won't sack him because it will look bad on them. But it's looking very scary for us Liverpool fans because we, in the last 14 games, had lost 9, won 1, and drew 3. I think so. But it's just ridiculous. Like, we're meant to be a ruthless club. And it took so long for someone like Klopp to kind of like build this club from what it was from the moment he picked up. He joined the club after Brendan Rodgers. There was so much that needed to be stable in terms of unity, in terms of tactics, in terms as a team, in terms as a club as a whole. Just for all of that, the moment he leaves to come crumbling down, all because of the possibility of the power of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I said this before in my other interviews that Slot doesn't have much of a say in terms of tactics. He wanted Diaz to stay. He's gone because Ruud Hughes said no, this is too much of a good opportunity to pass. Again, huge power, huge control maintained from Richard Hughes, and it's crazy. Like, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go now? Going forward as a club, is like, there's also narrative as well that we believe that Michael Edwards didn't even want to keep Salah, but he also gave him that contract because he felt like he could get maybe a profit for, instead of just selling him for free over the last couple, like it did with Trent, you know. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. Maybe the whole idea was to sign Salah that contract, so we can actually sell him for a fee instead of losing him for free. Maybe the sporting director didn't want him to stay, but I can tell you for sure, we as a fan, we as a team, Van Dijk, all of them, they want him to stay. I don't know what it is, but I can tell that with all this commotion going on, the players are backing Salah in this situation, and this is what I don't get. The board are continuing to back Slot, but the teams are turning against Slot. Which one? What's gonna happen? Where are we gonna go forward as a club? Because I can't answer that. Like, it looks dark. It looks very dark. Like, our club is in shambles. Everything, that PSG game, everything as a club for us has just gone downhill. Apart from us winning the Premier League, everything else before that and after that has just gone downhill. What's going on as a club? We had a persona, we had a leader, we had leaders in the club, in such as Milner, Henderson. We have leaders in our club, but it's like the leaders are getting outshadowed by the power above, such as Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes. What is going to happen with the club? It's getting dark, you know, and we Liverpool fans are worried. I can see it all over social media that we're crashing out. I can see it over over Twitter, over TikTok. Like, they're all asking questions. I'm asking questions. They're asking questions. What are we going to do? Because this cannot continue. Slot did too much. He worked too hard for all this foundation to come crashing down like this. He thought we were going to be okay. We all believed him. That last year literally justified his statement in us being okay. We won the Prem. We thought we were going to have a bright future. And then it all come crashing down. Like, what is going on? We need answers. And, like, we need questions. The treatment towards our players, towards our legends, some of the favoritism towards mediocre players, some of the treatment towards players who are working hard, everything, it's just not right. We, Liverpool fans, we want answers. We want answers soon, because we can't continue like this. We all thought that Slot had pressure in terms of he needed to win the next 3 games in terms with Sunderland, West Ham and Leeds. He won 1 and conceded 4, and yet we'll continue to back him. Like it's the players. Salah literally came out and said they've no relationship, but yet we're still continuing to back him. Really? I hope this decision from the board really worked in the long term, because I'm telling you, he will bring us down to the absolute mud if we continue to keep him. Because, again, at the same time, I empathize with Slot. I get it, he has a lot to deal with, also as well with not much to deal with, you know? But it's like, I don't get it. I mentioned before, the same players being picked who are performing terribly, who are at the centre of the crime, every single game getting picked every single time, compared to the players who come on and prove their worth. Chiesa, Rio, to say the least. I don't get it. It's unacceptable, and we need to do better as a club, you know. We as a fan can only speak out. We as a fan can only express how we feel. But it's up to them. If they want a future, a positive future for this club, we have to do better. Because this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, you know. And in terms of the whole manager options and stuff like that, managerial options, I'm looking at Alonso's situation right now. Obviously, as you guys know, Alonso right now is in a bit of a pickle with Real Madrid. I don't really know much about the situation, but all I know is that all season he's been having trouble with the likes of like Mbappe Vinicius Junior more than less, to say the least, and also just the tactics are not suiting the players from what I heard, and like the players are not really favouring Alonso as the manager going forward. They lost 2-0 to Celta Vigo 2 days ago, and it's like apparently now Alonso's job is on the line, and apparently it's confirmed that if he does not win the game against Man City and he loses that game, he will be fired. And it's like, I feel for him as well, because it's the amount of egos in that squad. You got the Vinicius, you got the Bellingham, you got the Mbappe, you got Courtois, you got so many egos in that squad, and you need a big persona, such as maybe Zidane, Klopp. Apparently these are the candidates to replace them. Apparently they made a massive bid for Klopp to join, but Klopp, you know what Klopp said? He said he doesn't miss being a manager at all. But it's like, what type of manager out there that can handle that squad? Carlos Ancelotti could handle it, but he's gone because they wanted more. And this is the thing about wanting more for Real Madrid. It's like, I don't get it. I get the ups and downs, but you're still, I don't know, I'm sure you're third or second in the league. You know, you're doing okay in the Champions League. Mbappe's scoring a lot of goals. Yes, you're conceding, but have we not ever heard about giving manager time? And this might sound contradicting in terms of me with Slot, but I've tried to give him time, but it's like everything just in the hot zone right now. But with Alonso, if he gets sacked, is that what maybe the board are doing? Because I also, in terms with Liverpool, because I also heard that the board, Liverpool board, are very, very patient for Alonso and also very, very desperate for him. And it's like, is that who they wanted the entire time? I don't know. Like I said, we need answered. But for the Alonso Real Madrid situation, we all have to keep eye on that Real Madrid Man City game on Wednesday, because if he does not win that game, his job is in hot water, you know. And I feel for him because he's a good manager. What he did at Bayer Leverkusen, he's a very good manager. He won the treble undefeated. That's not a bad. That's an amazing feat. Not a lot of teams out there really do. He's the first ever manager to ever win a treble while being unbeaten in the league. He won, like, that's ridiculous. That's incredible, you know. And like, if we're looking for someone like him, I would literally be okay with that. But it's like, at the same time, are we really going to go down that route where we're going to be shifting managers? We can't do that, or otherwise we'll just be the next Man United. Like, we need to stick by each other. And I tried to stick by Slot, but once the players start turning on you, I don't see there any way back. Especially one of the players is the legend of the club that a lot of us fans adore. Like, it's hard. There's no way back. So, yeah, pretty much. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully we hear some positive news in terms of the update on the club of Liverpool. And hopefully Alonso, even though we do want Alonso, hopefully Alonso will figure something out and stay within Real Madrid. But guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. And I'll see you guys in a bit.